Welcome in. Thursday Night Football Countdown. We are ready to go. Championship week for most of you. Congrats. Glad you're here. Didn't notice, I do have a guest. And I guess to my right, left, whatever, however you're looking. My right, your left, But that in mind, we're going to get your questions answered. How's it going, Neil?
Good. Welcome into the final episode of Roster the People. That's what it's turned into. We love you, but we're not working on Christmas Day. It's not happening. So we're gonna do this here for everyone. And I tell you what, get your Thursday night questions in, and if the game starts and some people have some Sunday questions that we don't quite get to, we'll make sure we get your answers as well. So same service. Jason, how's vacation?
It's all right, man. Good. Shouldn't be surprised. The games yesterday were so, and then we have the game tonight, which is also.
Not gonna lie to you, I went and spent the day with my family, and then we went and played disc golf, so I didn't really watch any of that. And I came back, and I was very glad that I didn't watch any of it. When I watched the condensed game recaps, I was like, "Oh, I didn't miss anything. Perfect,
No, not
perfect.
really.
Missed nothing. Missed the Steelers look like garbage, just in time for your fantasy championship. I'm sure we'll get lots of that. And then today, obviously, CeeDee Lamb got deactivated for the rest of the year, which I know was a lovely lump of coal for many folks out there in the community. So I like how now they care about player safety. We care now. We're like, okay. Too real for the holiday. Sorry, a little too real. Jason, do you want me to drive or would you like to drive?
I can drive. We'll start off at the top.
Go ahead.
Sterl, sit in one of Charbonnet, London, James Cook, or Garrett Wilson. Ooh.
Those are some good options.
Yeah, I think would most likely going to end up sitting Garrett Wilson.
It probably will be. I don't see how you're going to justify sitting Charbonnet with the whole job on what amounts to a full week of practice.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of stuck with the real reason you're asking. Yeah, I've got Charbonnet at 30 in my flex rankings. I don't see how you're getting out of that. Does London scare you? I've got him at 35.
I'm not too worried about it. Again, you're looking at a player that should just dominate. It's just, yeah, they're going to have to throw. I think that's his big selling point. Is that game they should have to throw the ball more than they did in the previous matchup.
I think we're going to agree. Sit Wilson.
Yeah, as terrifying as that is, we're going to sit Wilson. All right, Jared, you're up next. Tua or Geno? Ugh. Oh, that sounds gross.
Yeah, a little bit. I've literally got Tua one spot higher, and I would prefer to not play Geno, just in general.
Yeah, even the questionable mark, I'm still going to play Tua, but it is terrifying. So completely understand the question. Hopefully we'll get you set all up and good to go. All right, Ryan. Got a list here. Okay. Flex 1, PPR, Ramondre Stevenson, Roman Dunze, Christian Watson, Jalen Coker.
I can understand why we get to here because Stevenson has been not good.
I believe it's the correct answer.
I'm kind of trying to soften the blow because he hasn't been good, but I like that better than all the other options. Because Dunze is basically unplayable. Christian Watson is still questionable, and I don't like his odds of getting through that game. And then Coker, we'll see you next year. Yeah. We'll see you on that conversation next year. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you can wait and see on this. I'm probably not playing Watson. I'm not playing Coker. So it comes down to Stevenson or Dunze. And what did Dunze? The only thing you have going for you here is the potential upside of a Dunze.
I don't trust it.
You don't?
I just don't trust it. I don't trust anything related to the Bears. History has proven me right on this. That if you need something, don't trust the Bears. But if you're going to do anything, I agree. It's a Dunze or Stevenson. Stevenson, I get it, has been brutal, and he has a terrible matchup. But at least you got a 12 last week. So the question is this. Do you think Odunze could get you a 12? And I'm skeptical. I'm just very skeptical on that.
Yeah.
If it was Keenan Allen, I would tell you to play Keenan Allen. But I don't trust Odunze. I would probably just roll Stevenson out there and accept my fate on the idea that maybe he could just get a 1-yard bunny touchdown into the end zone, and that would solve a lot of my problems. Because if that happens, you will easily get your 12.
Yeah, seems pretty easy on that one. All right. Well, continue on, Ryan. We'll get you some more here. 1 RB and a flex. Tyrone Tracy, Dowdle, Smith, or McMillan. Has to be an RB. Dang it.
Yeah, has to be an RB. Makes that. I get why we're having this conversation, but are you not a little skeptical of the Tyrone Tracy with the questionable tag?
I mean, not with the Colts.
He hasn't practiced all week, though. I acknowledge it's Thursday
it.
and there was a holiday in there.
Yeah, but you still have time to figure it out. You're playing both of these running backs play later. They're not today. So I'd wait because it terrifies me. Because I'd much rather play Tracy Dowdle against the Eagles.
I understand that.
It's not what I want.
I understand that, but I feel like you're probably only going to play one running back anyway. More than likely. Because what would stop you from playing McMillan at this point?
Yeah, he's like too good. And now with Hurts potentially out.
That's my whole Devonta Smith. That's my Devonta. Normally, I would probably still just trust Devonta Smith. But if it's Kenny Pickett, McMillan's coming off like 3 really good games in a row. And if for those of you who play in longer term leagues like I tend to, dynasty keeper leagues as such, McMillan is highly interesting because he stands to become the new Chris Godwin. Godwin's contract is over. It's over. Like he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I don't see how Tampa Bay is going to have the money to bring back 28-year-old Chris Godwin off a major knee injury for the kind of money that he's likely going to want when you already have McMillan on his rookie contract, who, granted, hasn't done what you wanted all year, but the light bulb seems to be going off. And Tampa's got a situation where they're going to have to figure out where they can save some money because their defense can't be this. Their defense can't be this if they're going to be a real playoff team. And they've already committed to paying Baker. So you really don't have cheap Baker anymore to wipe away some of your issues. They're going to have to rely on their young guys, Bucky Irving, the last of Rachaad White's rookie deal until he's on a new team, I'm sure. And I think it's just going to have to be McMillan. And to be honest with you, Tampa Bay's still live.
Yeah.
The Eagles could take this week off. They could just be done. They don't care. Like I'd much rather just play McMillan and then pray that Tyrone Tracy starts practicing.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we are here.
Tomorrow he pops up as you'd really like a full, but
he feels great.
Yeah.
He feels amazing. He feels better than new. Like that's what I'm looking to hear.
But otherwise, yeah. If you don't hear that he's practicing tomorrow, you're probably going to end up rolling Dowdle, and I'm sorry. But any case, next one. Here we go. 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. It's definitely Allen.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Definitely Thielen.
Given the quarterback situation, really, you're thinking about Allen is. I'm 100% playing Allen because he's been leading the Colts in receiving the last couple weeks, and the Colts. I did it. I knew I was going to do it. The Bears. He's been leading the Bears in receiving.
It's the same team.
The last couple weeks. No, it's the Bears are worse. But you're definitely playing Allen off this list for sure, and praying and thanking God that he's not on the Colts.
Yeah, that's.
And then I've got Thielen at 46 in my flex rankings because it's Tampa Bay's secondary.
Yeah.
And then Smith gets eliminated. The only other question becomes the flexes because those are your wide receivers that you're going to play. So then we get into flexes, and then I think you're probably playing Jameson Williams as much as I don't want to, but life is what it is these days.
We're sticking with it.
So it's going to be Williams and whatever. And then the last flex is the hard one because MHJ has been too inconsistent to want to trust it. And then the Cardinals getting eliminated last week because they suck. Fight me, Cardinals fans. You heard what I said. You know it.
I think they're in.
Know it. Search
their
your
acceptance
feelings.
Search
your feelings. Now. They know. You know. And then it's Abdullah, which Yeah.
It's half. If it was full, I'd be all on this for Abdullah.
But then it's like you saw what Kendre Miller was. You see now why Dennis Allen had a problem with Kendre Miller. I think we're starting to see, like, maybe we tend to blame the guy who got fired, right? That's human nature. That's every job I've ever had. What do? You blame the guy who's no longer here. He can't defend himself. Might have had a point about Kendre Miller. Limited sample, but that looked really bad. That didn't look competent. So you're praying Kamara can play?
Well, I think what you do is you hope Hurts plays. You hope Hurts plays.
Yeah. Okay, sure. You're hoping Hurts can clear the protocol. This is where you're going to have to wait. Because you're hoping he clears the protocol so you can play Smith and just be done with this.
Yeah.
If that fails, you're hoping that Alvin Kamara can play. And then if that fails, what bad outcome do you like the most? Because that's where you get to. I think I just play Marvin Harrison and close my eyes. Don't love it. You want Amir Abdullah with half a job? I don't. I don't want anything related to the Saints. So here we are.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can't do that, right? Because Marvin Harrison's playing right tonight.
No. Marvin Harrison plays Saturday night. He plays Saturday night. So
I knew it's closer.
You get 2 days of data on this. Like, you get all day Friday and all day Saturday to see what the injury reports are if you run it that direction. Then you have to make a decision on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's brutal. So,
because the Saints don't play until Sunday. So, and then same thing with the Raiders. Is that not the same game? Don't they play each other?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why Raider defense is so high for me this week.
Yeah. So you're waiting is what I would recommend. You're playing Keenan Allen tonight though. That's
that's a takeaway for this one. But then you're hoping that Smith goes if you hear anything, and the last one's probably going to be MHJ.
It's like we agree. And you're playing Thielen. And that's what it's going to, and you're hoping it doesn't come to that, but that might be where you wind up on Sunday morning. Because Saturday, you have to make that decision Saturday night. So don't you love the holiday schedule for football? Isn't it so easy to understand?
Well, once you get to the playoffs, it's like, this is all horrible. Speaking of, Anthony over here saying Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
He gets the show specifying standard scoring for his quarterback question. I see the second question, but
yeah, Gino or Richardson to start.
I'm playing Richardson and I hate it. Okay. And there you go. That's easy.
Okay, and then Charbonnet or Brown. Assuming that's Chase Brown.
Yeah, I'm also assuming that's Chase Brown. That's more of a question.
Yeah, and I think I have Brown higher, but let me check.
I have Chase Brown in standard at 7, and I have Charbonnet at 17. Because the question is...
Yeah, it's Chase Brown.
It's Chase Brown. Okay, we agree. Yeah, you're punting on Thursday night, Anthony. Punt it. Go to Saturday. Punt to Saturday.
Get a couple more days. All right, Greg's here with JSN.
Don't have your life thrown to this early in the week. Got to wait until the weekend for that. That way you have something to drink about on New Year's.
It's coming up quicker than you think.
We've been doing this a long time, Jason. I know the schedule.
All right, JSN or Adams? I still think I go... Yeah,
I'm really not worried about Devonta Adams.
Me neither. So much so that I have him as my wide receiver 5.
Yeah, I don't have him that high, but
JSN 6 spots behind. So I completely understand this question. It's just this game terrifies me.
I gotta play Adams.
Yeah,
Adams has the matchup. Nothing to lose. He's got to put out tape. Got to get paid. Aaron Rodgers says he's playing for the same reasons, I might add, that they just don't say the quiet part out loud. This is all happening. They want to beat Buffalo for no reason other than selfishness. And they're going to try. I find it very hard to believe that anyone is sitting this game. They'll sit next week.
Yeah, because they don't care.
No, they don't care at that point. But they want to beat Buffalo to rub salt in Buffalo. But also, you got to put out good tape against a playoff team. You know what I mean? So they're going to be a lot of people on that team don't care about this season. They're playing for next year and money. And
Yeah.
money
But
money's a good motivator, it turns out.
second part of this question then goes JSN or Keenan Allen?
JSN.
Yeah. Okay. Want to make sure
By
we're still on
20
the same page.
spots. No, by 20 spots. That's not comparable.
All right. Then IO Savage comes in with Charbonnet or Rashad White. Half
Charbonnet.
PPR.
Don't even need to look.
Yep.
Charbonnet, not looking.
I'm glad you're
not
you're
looking.
right there with me.
Don't need to look.
All right. Oh man, that's brutal. Sorry, Ryan. Yeah, man, you should have played Worthy. I tried to tell people that. But Fairburn was a surprise.
The one time it would have been right.
I called it last week too. I was good on him last week. But yeah, it's pretty rare. They've just been feeding him the ball.
He didn't look. He just makes that up. Just making that up. I've worked with him for the better part of a decade. He doesn't check any of this.
All right, Daniel. Here we go.
Of all the people I know, you do actually look. You do actually check.
I was like, of the people, I'm like, I don't believe you whatsoever.
I've given you a lot. It's well, Merry Christmas.
Thanks for the gift. All right, but Daniel's asking.
Gift that keeps on giving.
Do I start Charbonnet tonight?
Probably.
Has 2 RB shots and 2 flexes. So we're going to, it's probably, ooh.
Oh, the other ones are in the next message. Go to the next message so you can see the whole.
Okay. Okay, that makes.
You're probably playing all of that, I would imagine. JSN tonight. McLaurin's been too good to sit. Garrett Wilson's still been solid. Like, I don't see how you've got. She said 2 RBs and 2 flexes. Go back to the list of running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't want. Charbonnet is one of the things I do want.
So, well, that just shows that you can only pick 2 of these. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right?
So we're sitting Garrett Wilson again, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, sitting Garrett Wilson off that list, and then we're going back to the running backs. I'm playing Charbonnet, and then it's a conversation.
I'm probably going to go Ford.
You have Brian Robinson. It's a miracle you're still even here, asking me these questions. If you survived that, I've got Brian Robinson at 17. Do you? So here's my one thing about this. And this is the only, and I'll leave it here. I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor because they are playing the Colts. Turns out, I did it twice now. They're playing the Giants. They are the Colts. It's been a long day, Jason. It's been a very long day. I'm off my schedule.
Everything's
didn't have enough coffee. Let's try that again. Leave all of this in, and they're playing the Giants. The Colts play the Giants, and that's where I'm like, it's anybody against the Giants is kind of what I'm at, where I'm at with it. So I've got Taylor at 8.
Ooh,
yeah,
right.
I'm in on that bigly. I'm in on it, as the kids would say. Ford is a good choice. I've got him at 18. It's a solid matchup against the Dolphins. He's going to have the whole job, but the Dolphins are a competent team that are trying to maybe go to the postseason. Giants are just going to roll over and take it. They've already got the 1 seed locked up. I'm playing Taylor this week.
Yeah, that's probably fair, especially after his big game. I'm just so worried.
I think they're just going to feed him.
Nothing. They're not going to.
I think they're just going to feed him. I think they're also trying to go to the playoffs, and I literally think they're just going to. How do we get to the playoffs? Well, I'm just going to give the ball to Jonathan Taylor 40 times and let him annihilate the crappy Giants defense, and I think that's the game I'm anticipating watching. So that's what I would do, Daniel.
All right. Well, on to Grant. Got James Cook or Zach Charbonnet in so standard.
Standard. That makes it tougher.
It's still Cook for me.
Cook. Yep. Move it on. It's Cook.
All right,
love
Cliff.
it, it's Cook.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, hey. That's a real Thursday night question with 7 minutes. Glad we got here.
Woof. I didn't want to get
Caleb.
Here. Yeah.
Caleb.
It's gross. I don't want it
at all. Upside.
Yeah, that's literally all it is. Because Gino's going to be checking that check down to Charbonnet more often than not, if I had to guess.
Click on the next one.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what he's talking
I get it. No, I understand. So if you have both, that's actually fine because Mike
play
Evans
both.
really only has 2 years left on his deal, and it's really kind of one the way the deal is structured. So you're fine. So if you're playing in a dynasty league and you could trade Mike Evans and get something good, that would be the goal here, is to try and ship Evans off unless you are a championship team, and then you still don't care because you're going to rely on Mike Evans for one more ride out of the barn, and then you still have McMillan, so you get to have your cake and eat it too. Ryan, it's actually a pretty good situation to be in if you're in.
And you're starting both these players.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine with this. This is not a problem. This is one of those things that appears to be a problem, but is not a problem. It's actually helping you. Moving on.
All right, we feel good about Seattle. I'm guessing
Nope.
this is defense. So
I don't.
I'd much rather
nope.
play the Colts.
Nope.
Pick up and play the Colts.
Yes, even though it's a bad defense. Colts is the number one defense. Second defense is actually Miami.
He has the Raiders for
as
next option. Yeah,
Raiders
I agree.
have it 7. It's a decent matchup, but that defense is terrible.
Yeah.
See, I would rather play the Seahawks than the Raiders. I would rather play the Seahawks than the Raiders, but if you can get the Colts, you want the Colts.
Yeah, you're playing the Colts.
Yeah. If I have to choose strictly between the Seahawks and the Raiders, I'd rather play the Seahawks, but not by literally 2 spots. It ain't that big of a dip.
All right. Daniel's
there are
back
better
again.
options available.
Murray or Darnold? If Hurts doesn't go, Darnold.
Oh.
There is no way I'm trusting Murray.
I would think Darnold's going to play in that game that very much matters to them.
A division game, yeah.
And I'm playing Darnold. There ain't no way you're sitting Darnold. We'll come back to that next year, but for right now, for the purposes of a championship game or a third place game or whatever that is, no, we playing Darnold.
All right. Eduardo, what's up? Starting Metcalf, Jameson Williams, or Ridley?
Oh. That's all scary.
Yeah.
And he didn't say, so I'm assuming. Oh, he did say.
It's PPR at the bend.
He did say.
I still think it's going to be Jameson.
Yeah, I have Jameson 1 spot higher than Metcalf. Where do I have? And I have Ridley. I don't trust that. It's gonna be Jameson. I'm not playing Metcalf tonight, Eduardo. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, the closest one would actually be Ridley.
It's tough because Metcalf is the best individual player on the list, but he's hurt still, and I don't trust this.
It's
the fact that you're still alive to even ask me this question is pretty remarkable. Leads me to believe you haven't been playing Metcalf, or the rest of your team is absolutely stacked. And in which case, no, I'm sitting Metcalf in any of those scenarios.
Yeah. All right, we have another Thursday one though. Moore or Metcalf?
That's closer.
I assume that's DJ Moore.
Yes, probably.
And I have him.
I have DJ Moore at 20.
Yeah, I'm going to go DJ Moore.
Yeah, it's DJ Moore. Metcalf's hurt. I don't like it any more than the rest of you, but he's clearly not right. And that's the problem. If he was right, this wouldn't be an issue, but
different conversation completely.
It's literally like why JSN has been so valuable this year. What we've learned is that JSN is really, really, really good at football. That's what we've learned.
When he's on the outside.
Yes. Well, it's just
okay. I was just making that clarification.
Really good when he's out, like
when he gets the ball.
Yes,
that helps.
and he's done a lot for them. I hope the Seahawks appreciate it because somehow go to the next one. The last question is not related to what's going to start in 3 minutes. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, you must have just rolled those dice correctly on the good Metcalf games and the bad ones, but I'm not sold on this tonight. Okay. What is
Smith, Harrison, or Ridley? Those are all probably Ridley.
Ridley.
Unless Hurts goes, then it's probably Smith.
Yep. Ridley, but you have time to wait on the Hurts thing, but not looking good. What was Grant's question? We skipped Grant.
Yeah. We have him in A, but does James Cook's snap rate concern you? No, because they're winning, and that's all they want right now.
Long term, yes.
Yeah.
For the purposes of why you're asking me this question, more than likely, no. I'm not worried about it through the end of this year. I am worried about James Cook
moving forward.
Long-term value. Do they get more Ray Davis type people, or does Ray Davis just pull a Bucky Irving next year and just start slashing into that job? Do they feel the need to move on from James Cook at some point? Because Cook has been good, but he hasn't been great. So much so that they went and got Davis because they kind of know, like, he's good. He could start for us, but he's not Mr. Everything. So long term, I have some concerns about it, yeah, but not for the purposes of this week for the title.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it this week for sure. So he's going to be used, and they clearly need weapons because for some reason Shakir isn't catching balls right now, which, whatever.
And I thank him because it got me to a championship game.
Of course you do. All right, then we'll go to A. PPR flex, Cup, Addison, Debo, or DeAndre. Kept wanting to say Devontae.
Answer this quickly. I don't think it's
Addison.
Swift. Yeah, I'm not playing Swift tonight. So
Yeah. That's
Debo
why I'm
is too scary. Cup is too scary. Swift would be my only other choice, and Addison's been too hot. He's just been too hot, and that game, I think, is going to be a points festival. It's going to be a Festivus for the rest of us, is what's coming up in that game. Neither team is going to lie down and take that. Whereas this game, the Bears might lie down and take it. In fact, they probably will.
Yeah, and then Swift's also been beat up, and Roshan's back. And
yeah, he's also been beat up. None of it's good. None of it's good. That was a team that was trying to lose to get their coach fired, and they did. And we'll see what happens next year. Yeah.
You're welcome, Daniel.
Merry Christmas, Daniel. Thank you for everything. It's been a great year. It's been a lot of fun. Hope everything's going well with everybody out there. Hope everybody had a fun holiday.
Yeah. And you're welcome, Grant. Always happy to help. Kickoff has happened. If you guys have any last questions, now's your time.
Otherwise, you're waiting until Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday. Normal service resumes. Jason will still be in a hotel, and I won't be on camera. But
the other option now is also at halftime, the betting show will be on.
Yes,
so come back.
Good call. For those of you who are loyal, locked-in people, and there are dozens of you, dozens.
Much like this show.
Much like this show. And roster the people. And like every show we do that isn't Sunday, where it's more than dozens. Turns out people want that on Sunday. Who knew? We've only been doing this for 10 years, and it only took us 9 years to realize that was a good idea. But we'll move on from that. The betting show is not going to be tomorrow because of holiday travel. They will be on at halftime. So get your last-minute Week 17 bets in. And then Jason and I will be on Sunday. Normal service. I will be in the background pushing the buttons, and Jason will be on. But we'll do one last ride out. We'll do one last ride out for you for the limited Week 17 slate. And then Jason and I are done for a little while. But don't worry, we'll still be available on Discord like we always are. We're not going anywhere. We're just done doing shows for a little while. And we love you, but Jason and I both need a break, to be completely honest with you. So we're taking our annual January siesta, and then we'll be back in the background. Jason will be back doing March Madness stuff, and I put on my businessman hat and do the books for the business. So you'll be doing that, and then we'll all be back for the draft. So we'll be doing draft coverage and all the other stuff that you're used to us from the draft. So we'll have all that fun stuff for everybody doing that. And if we can negotiate it, we might have some dynasty stuff again this year. We'll see. The negotiations are happening in the background. We'll see if they get done.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So
it's a lot of work. That's why we used to do Dynasty, and then we stopped doing Dynasty because it was really expensive. And the people who like Dynasty, like me, are very passionate about it, but there's only dozens of us. That's the problem. And anyway, we can talk about that. We'll talk about that off camera. Anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure. If there are no further questions, we will see you on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. Have a good one.